What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, I hit Legend with Empoleon, Alolan Ninetales, and Mandibuzz. And you guys may recognize this team, as I have run it for many seasons now. I think season, I want to say, what are we in, 9? I want to say I created this team in season 7. So it's been season 7, season 8, and season 9. I have run this team basically anytime the Great League is around. I don't make a video about it every single time I run it, as I've already made, I think, 2 or 3 videos on this team already from previous seasons. But whenever the Great League comes around, this is one of my favorite teams to use. It's absolutely incredibly strong, and I hit Legend on Saturday morning. But sadly, I wasn't able to make a video this weekend, which is why you guys are seeing it today. But yeah, we hit Legend, which is awesome. Got there just in time right before Season 10 starts. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. I wish you guys all the best of luck in these final hours before Season 10. And please do not forget to put down a star piece before you claim your end of Season 9 rewards. That means put down a star piece before you go into Go Battle League when Season 10 starts, because the reward will automatically be claimed. You want to claim that extra Stardust if you can. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so getting into the first battle, this is going to be kind of sporadic through my climb to Legend, basically, but we have Scrafty here on the lead. This is obviously a terrible matchup, so we're going to go ahead and swap into that Mandibuzz, and we do draw out a Nidoqueen. So this is actually kind of a nice neutral matchup right here, plus what happens with Mandibuzz safe swap is it brings out typically the hardest counter to an Alolan Ninetales, which is the strategy behind this whole team. Now, I will say this team does struggle against a Bastiodon and Galarian Stunfisk backline, and that is obviously very tough to deal with, and you're probably not going to win those games, as the lead is going to be a Medicham or a Venusaur, typically with Bastiodon and Galarian Stunfisk, which is hard to beat. It's an extreme triple hard counter, but anything outside of that you can do very well with. So obviously Nidoqueen right here, hard counter to Alolan Ninetales, but we can put a lot of pressure on healths and shields. We already got a shield, and we are going to be able to get to another foul play right here. This is what's fantastic about Mandibuzz safe swap, is they necessarily don't always have a Galarian Stunfisk or a Bastiodon in the back, which means there's a lot more neutral matchups to be had. So they decided to undercharge the Poison Fang right there, which is fine. I can come back in with Empoleon right here and load up on energy. Now I'm going to go ahead and shield right here. I was kind of iffy on the amount of energy that they had, but this was a Poison Fang, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. It's better than getting one shot with an Earth Power. Plus, we still have massive shield advantage. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Drill Peck right here. This is an unshielded Scrafty as well, so this is going to do quite a bit of super effective damage, and we're going to swap into Alolan Ninetales. We do get a Charm through, and the final Pokemon is actually going to be Trevenant right here, so this is looking to be a good game. We can go ahead and shield and go for this Weather Ball. It will be doing super effective damage because of that grass typing right there. And Alolan Ninetales, again, if you can draw out the Galarian Stunfisk into the Mandibuzz, Alolan Ninetales does very well at sweeping, but like I said, this team loses pretty hard if there is a Bastiodon and a Galarian Stunfisk in the back, which is unfortunate, but I personally didn't run into it too often, which is why I was able to climb so much. So we have Empoleon versus Umbreon now on the lead, somewhat of a decent neutral matchup. Jeez. What I like to do in this matchup is basically take a look at how they're going to go with their charge moves. Typically, Umbreons will either throw on 4 or they'll throw on 7. This battler decided to throw on 4, which means on the 3rd Snarl, they're going to throw again. People are creatures of habit. If they have the energy, they might throw it, or they may overcharge. So what I do is I catch this next one on the Mandibuzz. This works out pretty often, as in order for Umbreon to get to two foul plays, you need to do 7 Snarls, and that's in the sequence of 4 and 3. So, like I said, Umbreons will either build up all the way to 7, which means I swap on 7 and catch it, or they throw at 4, which I let go, and then they throw at 7 and then I catch, basically, or catch on 3, but you guys get it. But anyways, they're not swapping out, which means Mandibuzz might actually be a very nice counter to whatever they have in the back. There might be some ghost type Pokemon back there. Trevenant has been pretty common, and Mandibuzz is an absolute wall to it. So we're looking pretty good right here. I don't need to shield as well. I still have Charm and Waterfall there as fast move damage. So if it's neutral matchups, those two can shred if I do have shield. So I'm going to go ahead and just farm down with Snarl. And we're looking pretty good. My switch clock is back up. We'll have to see what they have in the back. So they're taking a bit to decide what to come in with, and it's going to be a Golbat actually. Okay, so this is nice to keep away from Alolan Ninetales. Even though we don't have Powder Snow, the Poison Fangs from a Golbat definitely hurt. So we're going to go ahead and go for one more Foul Play. And then I might look to swap into Empoleon right here, as I do not want to get farmed down. So we do get the shield. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the Empoleon now. And they decide to stay in and throw energy. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the potential Shadow Ball. Now, I don't know what's in the back, but they obviously are very scared of Mandibuzz. And it's actually going to be a Hypno in the back, which kind of makes sense. They couldn't really bring in Shadow Golbat or Hypno into the Mandibuzz. So thankfully things are still looking pretty good for us right here. Again, Alolan Ninetales with Charm. We weren't able to get to that Hydro Cannon, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to go ahead and no-shield this right here, as Alolan Ninetales is now my win condition. I can basically fully charm down. Shield one of the charge moves. I obviously need to be on the lookout for a potential Fire Punch right here. Even though they did show the Thunder Punch, I believe, right there. We're going to go ahead and shield it again, which is fine. And then I'm just going to charm down. Actually, I think I swap. Do I swap? No. Okay, I try to fully charm down. I was thinking swapping to catch the charge move, but I didn't do it in this case. That's fine. Thunder Punch doesn't take us out, and a Golbat comes in, and we have a Weather Ball ready to go. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. We're definitely going to see a lot of counter leads in these battles as well. So you guys can look forward to that to see how the team handles it. But we got Empoleon versus Venusaur. Jeez, I can speak today, everyone. This is a classic team right here. Venusaur, Galarian, Stunfisk then comes in. So then it's just a matter of what else is going to be in the back. Typically, it's either Pelipper's, Muse, or Sableye. Sometimes it is a Bastiodon, but if it is a Bastion, the Bastions always come in to the Mandibuzz. There's no reason why they leave it out, because they can just farm down without having to shield or throw energy. But what's great here against Galarian Stunfisk is Mandibuzz with Snarl and Foul Play can actually put shield pressure on a Galarian Stunfisk if they don't throw energy right away. The goal of their Galarian Stunfisk is to eliminate my Mandibuzz, but also have energy to throw an Earthquake against Empoleon, which means some battlers get far too greedy, which allows me to throw multiple Foul Plays, as it's gonna force a shield from them. So we do see a shield right there, which is beautiful, and now they're gonna have to throw their energy in order to take me out. That's completely fine. I can now come back in and farm down with Empoleon, and knowing their energy, I think they're still about 5 away from an Earthquake, so I can fully farm down right there. And this is a beautiful setup for the Empoleon Alolan Ninetales core right now, because we can put shield pressure on the Venusaur with a Drill Peck right there, as we have it ready to go after one more Waterfall. This is either going to get the final shield, or they're going to let it go. They decide to let it go, that's fine. I'm going to bring in the Alolan Ninetales right here, and they bring in a Sableye. So that is looking to be a good game. This is exactly how these battles typically go when there's not a double hard counter in the back, is Alolan Ninetales sweeps. I'm going to go ahead and let the Foul Play go through, and then just charm down, and they do decide to surrender. So that's going to be a good game, but that's what we do with Alolan Ninetales backline sweeps. So we have Empoleon now in the lead versus Umbreon again. I saw a lot of Umbreon and Scrafty and Venusaur leads going up to Legend. So maybe you guys are seeing them as well, but right here, again, we're going to be reading what they're doing. They're looking to build up to 7, which means I'm going to try to catch it on 7. So I think there's 6. Actually, they threw on 6. I wasn't counting while watching this right here, but they clearly threw before 7. So I'm going to have to wait one more, and now I'm going to swap. But they decided to hold the energy, so that's actually pretty smart on them. Like I said, most players throw on 4 or 7. This one decided to throw on 6, so it kind of threw me off. But that's completely fine. They're deciding to stay in as well, and they do swap out into Skarmory on the charge move. Granted, I over-farmed as well, so that is actually a very nice catch on them. But we're still looking pretty good in this matchup. Skarmory being drawn out does very good things for our Alolan Ninetales. I am, however, concerned that there might be a Nidoqueen in the back, considering that there is an Umbreon and a Skarmory. Nidoqueen kind of makes sense to pseudo-handle Galarian Stunfisk and do very well against Azumarill. So they're deciding to keep loading up on energy, which is fine by me. And I believe I decide to let this one go. Yeah, I decide to let it go. It's just going to be a sky attack. And I decide to now swap into Empoleon to farm down. And we do get to farm down before they get to another charge move, which is beautiful. So it is actually going to be a Venusaur in the back. So definitely not what I thought it was going to be, but still looking very well, as Skarmory was basically the hardest counter on the team there to the Alolan Ninetales because of that steel typing. And we're going to go ahead and let Empoleon go down right now. Our Mandibuzz has energy. Our Alolan Ninetales is going to have 2 shields for it. So we're looking pretty good. I just need to chunk the health here on Venusaur. So I'm going to actually come back in with Mandibuzz. And they do swap out right away into Umbreon. So I believe I decide to no-shield this and then come in with Alolan Ninetales to farm down. It was just a foul play as well. And I do save 2 aerial aces right there, thankfully. So we're just going to charm down, no shield right here, and we're looking pretty solid to close this game out. I have 2 charge moves locked and loaded on Mandibuzz that will do super effective damage to Venusaur. It only has 1 shield as well, and we do have a Weather Ball right here. So Venusaur is going to have to get off 3 Frenzy Plants in order to take out my Alolan Ninetales, which I don't think it'll be able to do in time. So this is looking pretty good. Again, if there is an Umbreon on the lead, typically there's going to be a Azumarill counter in the back, like we see right here with Venusaur, like with the other game we saw Nidoqueen. And sometimes you draw out like the Nidoqueen with Mandibuzz because they wouldn't bring a Venusaur in, right? So if there's a Venusaur in the back, that is going to be a good game right there. All right. Moving into the next battle. This has been like my most consistent team that I've run since Go Battle League has come out. But we got Scrafty here on the lead. Lead lost. We go straight into Mandibuzz, start getting ahead on energy. And let's see what they decide to bring in. They're deciding to stay in right here. This is just going to be a Power-Up Punch. You don't need to shield on Mandibuzz. Power-Up Punches and Foul Plays don't do too much damage. The only time you want to actually ever consider shielding a Power-Up Punch. And they decided to swap into Drifblim, which tells me they have no answer for Mandibuzz. So Mandibuzz is looking very, very strong right now. But in that Scrafty versus Mandibuzz matchup, if you're actually ever going to shield, you want to shield on like the 3rd or 4th Power-Up Punch, as the first couple ones don't do too much damage, right? Power-Up Punch boosts your attack, so all the subsequent Power-Up Punches will hit harder and harder. But we're looking very good right here. I'm kind of concerned what they actually may have in the back. It's probably going to be another Ghost. My thinking is maybe Sableye right here. But we're able to take Switch and a shield, so that's perfectly fine. Mandibuzz is an absolute monster, and again, if they don't have Galarian Stunfisk, Azumarill, or Bastion on the back, now I'm going to go ahead and swap into Alolan Ninetales, because I was personally reading Sableye, which means they would have just been destroyed by Charm anyways, but it's actually going to be a Trevenant, which again, Alolan Ninetales can handle with Charm, Mandibuzz, Walls, so we're looking very good. We still have 1 shield on our side as well, so this should be getting the final shield from our opponent, otherwise they're going to go down. We do get the shield, and I'm just going to go ahead and basically charm down and look to throw a Weather Ball versus the Scrafty. Obviously, I'm going to need to shield here on Alolan Ninetales. Mandibuzz and Empoleon could still go down to a Scrafty, so I need to do as much charm damage as I possibly can right here. And I decide to throw a charge move, so I'm hoping I can survive. Even if it's just a foul play, I should be able to survive, which it is. And I am now able to get off this Weather Ball. This is going to do some nice neutral damage, and that is probably looking to be a good game, as we can do 1 more charm right there, and then Empoleon can come in and waterfall down, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. So again, if they don't have an answer for Mandibuzz, Mandibuzz puts in so much work. Alright, moving to this next one, we got Empoleon versus Jellicent on the lead. So Jellicent leads are kind of tough, as obviously you don't want to get hit with Shadow Ball. So what I'm going to try to do is count to 5, which is 5 hexes, and I'm going to swap to catch the charge move right here. And it is in fact Shadow Ball. So that is a beautiful catch there. I save energy on my Empoleon, and we do see Galarian Stunfisk now come in. This is going to be a common theme that you see. When you swap in Mandibuzz, you know, 3 out of 5 times you're going to see Galarian Stunfisk swap into it. But yeah, this is again looking pretty decent for us. As we should be able to put some shield pressure here with Mandibuzz. I just need to get to 2 more foul plays, and I'm already at 1. And if they decide to just throw Rock Slides right away, that means my Empoleon can actually come in and farm down pretty safely. So we do get a shield right there, which is beautiful. So I'm hoping to get to one more foul play if I can, but they decide to throw, and I actually can survive. I know from my Mandibuzz that it can survive this Rock Slide right here, and they can't necessarily farm me down. But I'm actually going to go ahead and swap into Empoleon, saving Mandibuzz with the foul play for that Jellicent later on. And this Hydro Cannon is going to force a shield, but they decide to let it go. That's fine by me. If we see Jellicent come back in, we're back in a lead situation, but actually we see Altaria come in. So you guys can already see my win condition now. It's going to be with Alolan Ninetales, 2 shields, and Charm, right? And so what happens a lot of the time, the Mandibuzz draws out that Steel Pokemon, Bastiodon or Galarian Stunfisk, and then Alolan Ninetales with 2 shields and Charm can really put in a lot of work. So we're just going to go ahead and no-shield everything. I'm just going to try to do as much damage as I can to this Altaria right here. Hopefully I can get to one more Drill Peck, which will be really nice. If this gets a shield from my opponent, that is fantastic. And then we're just going to let the Alolan Ninetales loose right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually bring in Mandibuzz, I think, and throw the foul play. I want to try to force that final shield, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in Mandibuzz, throw foul play, and then I'm going to swap right away into Alolan Ninetales, as this should get the shield from the Altaria, which it does, and now we go ahead and come in and try to charm down, but they were able to swap out in time, but that's okay. As Alolan Ninetales right here, we're just going to go ahead and shield. The Jellicent has shown that it doesn't mind throwing Shadow Balls right. Actually, I decided to no-shield that right there. I think because I was counting that was only 4. I was probably counting the hexes right there, and it definitely didn't warrant a Shadow Ball. But anyways, we go ahead and throw the Psyshock, and that is going to be a good game. We will go ahead and shield this next one right here. I should shield, yeah. Should shield. It's going to be another Bubble Beam, which is fine. Altaria has 1 charge move ready to go, but it's not going to be able to survive the charm, so we go ahead and shield, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. All right. Moving into the next battle here, we have Empoleon on the lead versus Shiftry. Another terrible lead, but we have answers in the back for it, so we're going to go ahead and swap into the Mandibuzz. Now, I did a misclick right there, which is unfortunate, but we do see a Shadow Nidoqueen now come in. This is, again, a beautiful setup for us because the Shadow Nidoqueen, first of all, is going to have to shield against our Mandibuzz. And secondly, we take this thing out without it ever being able to land on our Alolan Ninetales. So we're just going to go ahead and go for foul plays right here. We get a shield right away, which is beautiful. Usually they shield later on when they realize that they're actually going to go down to a foul play, so they shield to survive. But this one shielded right away, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully get to one more foul play. I should be able to survive this Poison Fang right here. It might actually hurt a bit more because, yeah, it's going to hurt a bit more, and I don't get to one more foul play, which is unfortunate. But that's okay. I can come back in with Empoleon right here, and I will shield. I should be shielding, and Earth Power is likely coming. That was far too much energy, and it was an Earth Power. So that's actually a good shield right there, and we will see, I believe it was Shiftry. Yeah, we will see Shiftry come back in. Now, because they only have 1 shield left, they're gonna have to shield this right here. This does far too much damage to a Shiftry, and now we will swap into Alolan Ninetales. We sneak a Charm through as well, and there's actually a Drapion in the back. Because Drapion is Dark Poison, it takes neutral damage here from Charm, which Alolan Ninetales loves to face off against in the back. We can safely shield the Sludge Bomb right there. Just go for a Weather Ball, and then you guys can kind of see how this is going to go. Alolan Ninetales is going to do what Alolan Ninetales does, and that's sweep teams right here. So we're just going to go ahead and Charm down. Shiftry is going to come back in and just get Charmed down as well. Now, Leaf Blade coming through can be very devastating. It does quite a bit of neutral damage, but Alolan Ninetales can hang on relatively easy, and Charm should do it, and the opponent does decide to surrender. So that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, moving into the next one, we have Empoleon on the lead versus Scrafty. Again, I lost a lot of leads, but this is why this team just does so well. Now we do see them decide to stay in once again. This happened in a previous battle, which had the Trevenant and Drifblim in it. So I'm thinking, you know what, there's probably not a lot of answers in the back, and they're, sure enough, not swapping out. So that's fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and go for Aerial Aces here. I will be putting more shield pressure on them than they will on me because of the super effective damage right here. So we're just going to throw another one right away. My goal is to get shields. Mandibuzz could potentially, actually Mandibuzz basically loses this matchup, but they decide actually to swap out now into Pelipper. If Scrafty decided to commit to shields, it could continuously power up punch and take out Mandibuzz, but that's okay because getting shields right there is obviously very nice. So we go ahead and go for a foul play. Now Switch Clock is coming back up for me, and Pelipper is locked in. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Empoleon and look to farm down if I can. I need to be kind of concerned about a Hurricane, as Hurricane, even though it is resisted, is still going to do a lot of damage, so I will give up a shield right here. I'm farming quite a bit of energy that will allow me to get a shield back versus the Scrafty that is likely to come back in. Now sadly that was just a Weather Ball, which is fine. This is just going to be another Weather Ball right here, and we are looking very good. If Scrafty decides to come back in, I have 2 Drill Pecks ready to go. This is why I brought Empoleon in to the Pelipper. So here comes the Scrafty. We have the Drill Peck ready to go, and the Scrafty is already relatively low. So we do get a shield, and I'm going to go ahead and throw another one, but they do throw the charge move right away. Now I am concerned this is a foul play, but it's actually just going to be a power-up punch, which is fine. So I am going to swap into Alolan Ninetales right away, and they swap into the Shadow Hypno right here. So this is going to be very dangerous if it is a fire punch, but thankfully it's not. It is a fire punch. It's super dangerous. We are not looking good right here, everyone, as this Hypno might be able to just farm me down if it has Thunder Punch as well. Oh man, but thankfully Weather Ball does a decent amount of neutral damage and we aren't able to take it out. So obviously I can't get hit with the Thunder Punch. I need to come in with Mandibuzz right here to soak the charge move, because it'd be game over if I brought in Empoleon. Because remember, I have a Drill Peck ready to go. They did have Thunder Punch, which was my nightmare. We go ahead and come in with Empoleon, and now we're just going to throw the Drill Peck, and that is looking to be a good game. Hopefully this does enough damage. This is going to be close, everyone. Here comes the Drill Peck. Not enough. Can we Waterfall down? Yes, we can. Empoleon is an absolute monster. So good game right there to my opponent. And that was the final battle. So I just wanted to showcase some of the battles for you guys on my climb to legend. I was in the 2700s when Great League came back out last week, and then I climbed up to 3000 over the course of the week. So this team has been tried and true for me. Empoleon, Alolan Ninetales, and Mandibuzz. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it does struggle against triple hard counters. So I'm talking Medicham, Bastiodon, Galarian, Stunfisk, or Venusaur, Bastiodon, Galarian, Stunfisk is the team that like absolutely destroys this team. But you're not going to see that every single time. And if you are seeing it every single time, run a different team that counters that team, right? But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We got Season 10 starting in just a few hours. So you guys can look forward to my first battles tomorrow, as when Season 10 does come out. Oops. When Season 10 does come out, I'll be asleep. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.